In 1961, Rukert would celebrate their 40th anniversary as America danced the twist to Chubby Checker and listened to Patsy Cline singing Crazy. In that 40 years, America had gone from the beginning of commercial flight to the beginning of manned space flight. Cap Rukert had grown his business from one truck in a warehouse to 4 bustling waterfront locations, from Fells Point to Canton during this time. He was recognized with several awards for his accomplishments. The 1960s were about change, and Rukert was no exception. Cap would become chairman of the board, and his son Norman Sr. would take over as president. The 1960s were also time for the third generation to join the family business as Norm Jr. came on board.
The early years were really unusual because I had the privilege of working for my father and my grandfather. But yes, I had the privilege of working outside for a number of years and doing every job they could think of, from breaking ore with a sledgehammer to driving a lift truck to driving what we call a squeezer.
After 30 years of leasing Pier 5, they would purchase it from the Pennsylvania Railroad and upgrade it with a new 40,000 square foot building to handle Dead Sea potash from Israel. Down the street at Lazaretto, those operations expanded when B-Berth opened in 1963. Additional change would come to Rukert as regular customers stopped shipping sulfate of ammonia and soybean meal. Norman needed to diversify the product lines and find new clients.
The big commodity that Dad got us was Lee nickel. We brought in nickel ingots.
The ore was mined and refined on New Caledonia in the South Pacific, and the ingots were shipped to Rukert through the Panama Canal.
In bulk, and they would come in these huge French roll and roll-off ships.
Norman also added bulk ferroalloy coming from Europe that required special handling from the Rukert team, including crushing, screening, bagging, drumming, and palletizing. A much different new product would be found coming from Calgon Corporation, who specialized in water conditioner and soaps. Calgon imported coconut shells that had been ground into charcoal. Calgon was famous for their advertising in the 1960s.
Her secret helper, delightfully scented Calgon Bouquet, turns an ordinary soap and water bath into a luxurious beauty treatment. So relaxing you feel younger, prettier, refreshingly clean. So inexpensive you can enjoy it daily. And no bathtub ring. Calgon Bouquet, nicest thing that's happened to you since him.
The coconut shell charcoal was shipped in dump trucks from Rukert directly to the manufacturer. America had landed men on the moon 4 times by September 1971 when Rukert celebrated their 50th anniversary. Anything seemed possible. It was a festive occasion with a pledge to stay in business for 50 more years. Cap had been working from the same office on Caroline Street for most of his career. He had been quite content there. Landing men on the moon was a change Cap could deal with. A new office was a different story.
We actually built a new main office down here that Dad was all for, and we didn't even tell Cap about it. So one Monday morning we picked him up and brought him down here and showed him his new office. And that did not go over very well, let me tell you. He sat in his new office about 5-6 days, and then he picked up his cane and went looking for my father to hit him with a cane. So we had to send him back to Caroline Street, which we had closed, with one lady to answer the phones. We had to send him back there for a couple of years.